There are a lot of things that make this gimbal unique and better than other gimbals like this that I have tried. The first thing is the design is really kind of slick. It has this hinge so it folds into itself. It folds really compact. Overall, I think the design is just really nice. One of the really cool things about the design is the joystick just pops out like that. So if you need to set this down, you can take this out and you can still control it. You can just pop it back in. Really seamless way to control the gimbal when you're near the gimbal or when you're not. It has a zoom rocker right here, so if you want to zoom in and out, you can do that really easy with your thumb, just moving it like this back and forth. Another really cool thing about this is you don't need to register the gimbal to use it. I know that's kind of been a thing in the past, but if you don't want to use an app with this gimbal, you don't need to. You can just use it right out of the box. If you do, however, want to use the app, there's a lot more functionality you can do, but all of the basic gimbal functionality works right out of the box. You don't even need to pair it. I do want to mention that this was sent to me so I could test it out and make this video. I've used a lot of gimbals, and I think from a features perspective for a phone gimbal, this probably has about the most features I've seen on a phone gimbal. The only thing it doesn't have that I'd kind of like to see, a lot of gimbals are telescoping, so you can pull this out and get some extra length. That does not have that, so that's one thing to be aware of. One thing I do really appreciate about this is you can see where it's on the phone, it really doesn't touch any of the buttons, so you can use this with a case or without a case. A lot of gimbals, once you put it in, it just presses the phone, it messes with the volume. This, no problem. Fantastic design. Before I go over all the different functions and modes, let me kind of show you what you get out of the box. So this is the Model X3 SE. Comes with its own mini tripod, a little carrying pouch over here. Then we got a USB-C charging cable as well. One thing that doesn't really show up on the screen, this feels pretty heavy. It must have a fairly large battery in there, so that's a good sign, but it's also quite compact. Very unique design. I like the design folded up, how everything kind of folds into itself. You just flip it out. That's, wow, that's actually really slick. That's really nice. So here's where you put your phone in. You've got a rocker over here, trigger on the back, you got your charging port here, your power button, and this is just really cool how you can take this right out. So when you're using it in your hand, you can use the joystick, you can use the buttons, and then seamlessly you can put it down, take the joystick out, and continue to use it in that manner. So I got my Pixel 6. I want to just show you the details of what they did. A lot of gimbals, when you put it on, it's going to press the button, turn the volume all the way down. But if you see how they built this, they built it specifically so no matter where you put it on a phone, it's just not going to hit the buttons. And this works if you have a case as well. Double tap here, triple tap again. This is cool. Again, you can just take this out and you don't need to pair it or connect it or anything. It's just going to work. You can also charge the remote via USB-C. On the joystick here, it lights up what the different mode is that you're using. In the first mode, everything's just kind of locked into place like this. Wherever you move it, it just kind of stays where it's at. You can use the joystick, of course, to move it a little bit, but once you have it moved, it just kind of stays put. In the next mode, if you turn it, it turns with you. If you move it up and back, it moves up and back like that, but it doesn't tilt to the side like that. And then in this mode, it basically goes however you move the gimbal. One thing I do like about it is it does have a tripod, so if you set it down on the ground and if you want to point it at something far away or at a table, you can actually manually move it and it keeps the position you move it to, so it's really easy to set up different shots. And if you use the app and you want to record something that's moving, you just kind of highlight the object and it will follow the object around wherever it goes. Compared to the other gimbals I've used, this is just kind of more feature rich. It really does a lot of cool things. I like the design. I like how you can take this joystick out. It just makes it a little bit easier to use. Folds up nice and compact. Definitely worth checking out. Thanks for watching.